Hi everyone and welcome to my kitchen. My name is Rosana and today we're going to be making frijoles puercos, which literally means pork beans. These are so easy to make and they pair incredibly with so many entrees. So let me show you how to make it. We're going to start with the beans. We will start with the beans since they take the longest to cook. I usually don't pre-soak the beans, but I decided to go for it because it will shorten the cooking time. I simply added 1 pound of pinto beans to a container and filled it with water until it was about 3 to 4 inches over the beans, covered to soak overnight. Once I was ready to cook them the next day, I drained the water, rinsed them, and poured the beans into a large pot. Now add in half of a medium yellow onion and 4 large garlic cloves. Pour in about 8 cups of water and lightly season with 1 tablespoon of kosher salt. Transfer the pot to the stove. Okay, I'm gonna uncover the pot. We're gonna wait for this to reach a boil. I have it on medium-high heat. And while this is happening, let's go ahead and do some prep. We're gonna take advantage of time. Finely dice half of a medium yellow onion. Also finely chop 2 large garlic cloves. Next, we will need about 10 whole pickled jalapeños. These are tangy with such bold flavors and spicy, of course. The level of spiciness can depend on the brand you buy. You can also include some of those delicious pickled carrots. Reserve half a cup of the liquid they are soaked in and set both aside. We will need them later. Now let's head back to the stove. The beans have now reached a boil. At this point, lower to medium-low heat. Cover and allow them to cook for 1 to 1.5 hours on a low simmer. Check periodically, and if it needs water, go ahead and add more to make sure they are always submerged. To continue with our prep, bring out the cheese. Yes, this recipe has cheese in it. I'm using queso fresco this time, but I have used panela in the past. It's such a great option as well. We need a type of cheese that will soften but hold its shape when exposed to heat. Go ahead and dice 14 ounces of queso fresco into bite-sized pieces. Since these are called pork beans, the pork chorizo has to be present with its powerful red color representing its qualities, including a deep, smoky flavor. Remove the chorizo from its casing and break apart. I have 14 ounces total. Okay, everything is prepped and the beans are ready. We don't want the beans to have a bite to them. They have to be very tender and soft. If needed, just let them cook longer. Place a pot over medium heat and once hot, add the chorizo and stir. On previous videos, I have mentioned that the fat released by the chorizo can vary depending on the brand. In this case, it's not enough, so I will go ahead and add 1 tablespoon of pork lard. Allow it to melt, and when the chorizo is halfway cooked, add the onion and stir to combine. The flavors will start to develop, but this is just the beginning. When the onions start to soften, stir in the garlic and allow it to cook for about a minute. At this point, lower the heat to low, then transfer the beans into the pot as well, plus 1.5 cups of the bean broth, then combine everything. It's good to have the bean broth on hand just in case you need to thin out the beans a bit more later on. Now mash the beans until broken down and creamy. This part will probably take some time, but it's completely worth it. Now pour in the pickled liquid from the jalapeños into the pot. This will add a kiss of tangy flavor due to the vinegar in it. Mix it well and allow it to cook for about 3 to 5 minutes, stirring as needed. We are almost done adding the jalapeños. Oh, this brings so many memories. Pickled jalapeños is something I grew up adding to so many dishes together with some of the pickled juice. Yummy. Stir in the cheese as well. This is one of those components that takes this dish to another dimension. Allow the cheese to soften and taste. If the beans need salt, feel free to stir some in to your liking. Once the chorizo is fully cooked and the cheese has softened, these are ready. Remove from the heat. Frijoles puercos or pork beans are refried beans that are cooked with ingredients deriving from pork, such as chorizo and lard in this case. There's many variations across Mexico depending on the region, but without a doubt, they are all made with love and tons of creativity. Oh my goodness, this looks so good. I'm so ready to taste it. I'm gonna do it on a tostada. I feel like it's perfect because I can just dip it in. All right. That chunk, that cheese looks so good.
Did you say cheese?
This guy can't resist, can't he? How is it?
Oh.
So good, huh? I love the jalapeno, the cheese. I mean, everything about this recipe is so good.
This is so good.
What an entrance, huh?
So good.
You sure do know your way around this kitchen, don't you? Oh, this is so good. Even the tostada. All right, I really hope you enjoyed this recipe. We've reached the end. I know I'm saddened as well, but it has to happen. And I really hope that you try this recipe. Come back and let me know how it went down in the comment area. Also, don't forget that you can subscribe, like this video, and click the notification bell. Don't forget you can follow me on all of my social media platforms. Until the next one.